Do you do yard work? Smelling the roses can destroy your Social Security disability claim. My grandmother loved to garden. There wasn't a day that she was outside doing something, fertilizing, trimming, cutting flowers. Gardening and doing her yard work gave her joy and a reason to get up. Now, you may have the same passion as my grandmother did, but you filed a claim for Social Security disability benefits claiming that you can't work. But what does gardening and yard work have to do with a Social Security disability claim? When you have a hearing in front of the judge is going to determine your credibility, determine whether or not you're believable, determine whether or not there's consistency between what you say you can do and you can't do, because they're trying to determine your capacity for work. Now, the judge may say, oh, do you do yard work? And you say, oh, Judge, I do yard work. I love being in my yard. You may have very well just killed your case because you haven't answered the judge's question. You may be going out and clipping a rose and bringing it in and putting in a vase. You may be standing out there with a water hose watering and you only do a little section for 10 minutes, or you may be sitting down and watering. And God forbid that you're bending over and pulling weeds, because if you have a back problem and you're doing all those kinds of things, that very well may be inconsistent with your claims about your ability to function. So you got to tell the truth. What is it that you're doing? How often you're doing it? Are you doing it with any accommodations? For example, are you sitting down, or are you having your husband out there and you're telling them what to do? And of course, you're generally never happy with what they're doing, but that's a different story. The point is that you can't leave it to the judge's imagination that you're pruning, trimming, edging, fertilizing, that you're doing the Queen's Garden, when in fact you are just doing a small amount of gardening, picking that rose, watering the flowers, whatever it is. So be very specific about how often you're doing it, what you're doing, the equipment that you use, whether you have help, the problems that you have, how you feel after you do it, whether you're out, whether you've got to take more pain medication, whether you've actually had to hire somebody to do all or part of your yard work. Don't let the judge jump to conclusions about what you're capable of doing. Obviously, you're going to be testifying truthfully, and what I'm telling you is not legal advice because I don't represent you, but you can be telling your story truthfully, honestly, and completely. So there's no question in the judge's mind that they can see what it is you're doing or not doing. If you have any questions about your rights to Social Security disability benefits, call me at 727-894-3188. Don't give a judge a reason to deny your claim and equate your gardening work with the ability to work.